Nebigram, and I'm doing something different today. I've had a really terrible day at work, and I really do not have the brain power to be concentrating on Pac-Man or on Space Giraffe. Well, I'm not going to be able to concentrate on Space Giraffe because it's going to give me a massive migraine. And I'm not going to be able to play Sonic Adventure because I don't want to, so I've decided I'm going to stream today because I usually stream on a Wednesday. But I've gone for a different game instead. I'm playing Kerbal Space Program. This is a game that I bought whilst it was still an alpha, having watched it, such great YouTube Let's Players as Kurt J. Mack, obviously Kurt J. Mack, and my fanboy of his, and Scott Manley play the game. I'm nowhere near as good as those guys. I haven't even started career mode yet. I'm basically going to be sticking around in sandbox mode for today. I have 6 hours logged on this game on Steam, a bit more before it hits Steam. I've got a few games that I've already started. The one that I'm going to play is this one, 1.0, because it was started in Kerbal Space Program 1.0. My head appears to have been cut off by the loading bar. The loading bar. And I'm back. I've never actually streamed this or recorded this whilst playing before. Oh damn, how am I going to get... That could be an issue if I need to... Oh, that should be okay. I want to get it back to daylight so we can actually see what I'm doing. Is the sun rising? Yeah, here we go. That'll do. That's enough daylight so you can actually see what we're doing here. I've got a few rules for this live stream. First, I'm only going to be using spacecraft that I build myself, no stock designs. I'm going to show you my main spacecraft that I built in a bit. So we're going to be mainly playing using that. And 2, I'm going to try to do something better than I have before. As I said, I've only played this game 6 hours and I'm not very good at it. Most of the 6 hours I've spent watching things explode. If you have a look at my channel, I've got a video on there that I took, which basically sees me demolish most of the space centre. That leads me on to target number 3. I have to knock down a building. Doesn't really matter which building it is, as long as it's not a launch pad, because destroying that is too easy. And 4, I have to at least try to get one of my spacecraft into lunar orbit. Minmus is acceptable, but Moon is obviously easier. Moon spelled M-U-N with the old mouse. Right, so I've done enough yakking. Nobody's watching my stream yet, of course they are. So I'm going to load up my main spacecraft, which is of course Big Bertha. You may see there Bigger Bertha, Biggest Bertha, and Biggie Bertha. We're going to be exploring those a bit, but Big Bertha is the only one that actually consistently works. As you can see, they are mainsail engines on the bottom there, 7 of them to be precise. As we scroll up, we've got fuel tanks, more fuel tanks. There's another mainsail engine under that. There's a slightly that's a lot of fuel, as you can see. There's a slightly smaller engine underneath that, and the crew cockpit on top there. RCS fuel pod, because why not? Okay. I'm hoping my webcam doesn't cover anything. If it does, that's just disappointing. But this is my main craft. What I'm just going to do, have I put a crew in it? I'll assume I have, because it's allowing me to go to the launch pad. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to launch it, do a couple of orbits, try not to explode, and hope everything goes well. So, launch in the traditional manner, throttle up, RCS on, SCS on, and... sort of... Yeah, we are going for a polar orbit, so we're doing well here. What is that? That's Pylo. Pylo? Oh, that's Joule. Sorry. I somehow managed to get on top of the moon there. The moons of Joule. Okay, so we're still heading upwards. NASA does this, obviously. As I said, I'm sort of really going with serious trial and error here. Well, I wait for periapsis to come up to about 100,000. Oh fuck, we're escaping. Never mind then. Throttle down. Yeah, that's an escape trajectory, which is going to lead to an orbit around the Sun, or Kerbal. So what I need to do here is bring up some thrust so that we have some maneuverability. Cancel it. No, that's not the button I want. What I'm basically doing here is tumbling end over end. Still escaping. I need to sort of... Right, let's stabilise. Never escaped from the polar orbit before, that is strange. Okay, so we're not going to win any awards for astronavigation with this live stream, obviously. That's cancelling our momentum. Maximum there. Direction. And there's our orbit. Restored. Unfortunately, it's massively egg-shaped and we are going to kind of crash into the planet a little. So what I'm going to do, I've got a very tiny amount of burn left in this engine. There it goes. Why do I keep on mistaking increase speed so that we get to apoapsis as fast as possible. There, that I'm going to do my main trick. Which is to burn in the direction of travel at apoapsis, which will give me a nice circular orbit. It's also going to be a friggin' huge orbit that's going to be virtually impossible to get out of. But the point is I want to make at least one orbit before I start making an effort at heading towards the moon. I'll still bring up Tyler for some reason. But it is an orbit, that's the point. Go around faster than that. We're going to go round once, we're going to do 2 orbits, get back to periapsis, and then do an opposite burn. Watching that thing apparently smash itself into the planet. You can self-destruct empty pieces of debris. You can actually self-destruct ships as well, but it's generally not sporting to do so. I want to actually get to periapsis first. And then head back. Jeb and Co have had a nice little planet. Is that Antarctica? Jeb and Co have had a nice little trip around the planet. Time mission time 1 day, 3 hours, 5 seconds. Sped up obviously. Hang on a sec. We were pointing in the right direction to begin with. We want to deorbit. How to do that? You find the thing with the crosshairs in like that, and then find the time it will need to deorbit. Burn time to 0 miles per second. It doesn't actually say, that's disappointing. Never mind. We'll work it out ourselves. Assuming, of course, this means that we don't actually have enough fuel to get down. launch pad, that's fun. I wonder if I can actually get back onto the launch pad, that'd be hilarious. To do that, we will speed up the orbit. Speed up a bit more. And wait for, like in the staging, wait for the, wait for that to happen. Oh, wait. No, we are still plummeting, that's good. That's not a promising sight, is it? Right. Yeah, pointing straight downwards, not ideal. I don't know what this is. We want to eject. We want to then opposite direction. Okay, that was a successful flight. Now let's think about a bit. Going to the tracking sensor. Cover our boys. Let's see. Now that is on suborbital trajectory. Good. That means it's going to crash into Kerbal. Can I fly this? There we are. I can't, but I can view it as it's smacked there because obviously an empty stage. It's got no fuel in it, but that's not important. The important thing is it's going to have a rendezvous with Kerbal very soon. Obviously it doesn't have a parachute, so we're basically just going to watch this smash to bits. Where is Kerbal? That's a hell of a thing to miss, isn't it? Right. I will speed it up a little. I want to get it into the atmosphere. Going down that fast, it shouldn't bounce off an orbit again. Bounced off at all. Yep. Disappointing. So the suborbital, oh, it's flying, whatever. Where do we get back to the tracking station? hit orbit at some point, 70,000, 70 kilometers. Come on. That's our axis. Right, it's decaying. That is, and that's the stable orbit. These are the guys, little guys and girls, are sort of lost in orbit around Kerbal. Their orbit is stable, they're not coming back anytime soon. You can see that. Back to the orbital view, and I think my debris is already smashed. No, there is. Please tell me that orbit isn't stable. It seems to be decaying. Let's bring it around a bit. Daytime. Let's daytime a bit faster, please. There we go. Right, we've had a successful flight of Big Bertha. Let's bring out her big sister. Bigger Bertha. This is the same as Big Bertha, only in addition to the, well, it's not so much in addition to the fuel tanks, there's just more of them. Same mainsail engine, bit more fuel to get into orbit, bit less stability. You'll need to add a few connectors to it so it doesn't wobble around like Big Bertha did. Between the stage below. That's close enough. Save that, launch this and hope that it doesn't go really, really badly. Well, if it does go really, really badly, people watch Kerbal space program videos for the explosion potential. And with this bad boy, bad girl, whatever, there's a lot of it. Jeb, Phil and Bob are back, and going counter to motion. Good apparatus. Throttle down here, get to apparatus, and then burn for 5 seconds and see if that gives us a decent enough orbit. I don't think we're even close to being equatorial, we're not. Which is a problem, but never mind, we do have the goal of getting to the moon. Getting back, whatever, that's really a maybe. Right. Apparatus. So 436 kilometres, so that's plenty enough. 70 kilometers. Let's have the fancy music again. Thank you. Get past Apple Access. No, it isn't. I think. Right. I start seeing the flames on the outside of the craft I know, I'm probably going to want that was a bit of a bust. Then back to the space sensor. Second station, retrieve our guys. That one, is that going to come near periapsis? Oh, so no, that's not suborbital, it's just going to... It's just gonna, be useless. Right. Back to the space sensor. It's not gonna make a good crash is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Bigger Bertha was a bust, so hang on a sec, I'll say Bigger Bertha. Let's play Biggest Bertha. As you can see here, there isn't a problem that can't be solved with the judicious use of more boosters, specifically 18 more. The only problem is, it does kind of make the craft a bit heavy, as you will see here. It's not terribly stable either, but that's good. Throttle up, RCS and SAS on, and the spacecraft sucks. Right, so back. Does any of this space center take a kicking? It all appears intact, unfortunately. No problem. Cover up. Right. Really what I need to do is go back to the drawing board and I'm going to get to the moon, which is where Biggie Bertha comes in. This is a craft that's built around a lot larger engine. Rather than the Kerbal, this one uses, rather than the Rocket Max, this uses the Kerbal Mammoth engine, which is the biggest engine in the game, mainly because it's 4 of them. Unfortunately, that is still only like my first stage. The Saturn V, which got to the moon, it's the only manned rocket I've got to the moon so far. It has the CSM, that bit there, the third stage, which is that bit, and 2 stages to get into orbit. I've only got the 1, so I'm going to need to solve this the way all Kerbal Space Program problems are solved. You know what I mean. More boosters. What we need to do is add a hell of a lot more around the base here. I would add more of these if I thought that was an option. It might be though. The Russian version of the Saturn V, which was, it was either the Zond was either the Russian Saturn V or it was the Russian Space Shuttle. That has 25 boosters in its first stage. Seriously, look it up, it is sick. That is what I want for my craft. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get them from that. So what I'm going to do instead is treat it like Bigger Bertha. No, just regular Big Bertha, sorry. I suppose Bigger Bertha is technically correct because I'm going to put some mainsails on the outside. Use that to do a lot of the heavy work. There's a mainsail underneath there, obviously. So I'll need to attach not that, obviously. There we are. A radial decoupler. Put 6 of them on the side here. those things is 0.2. Mass of the nose cone as well is 0.2. But it's going to give me a hell of a lot of thrust. No, actually get where you're supposed to be, thank you. Okay, I'll save Biggie Bertha here. Obviously need to add in struts that will work. Yeah. We would do it like 4 stages like this, like the Saturn 5. That should work better. Okay. See what I did there, that was fun. Okay, I think we can probably add a bit more grunt to the fuel tanks. Or is it? I think it'll be lifting a hell of a lot, is it, anyway? Right, so we've got the Alpha 6 Rhino engines for launch, the Mammoth there, then we've got a mainsail at stage 3 to get us to the moon. I think helo going off, and then at the top there our CSM engine to get us orbiting around the moon and back to Kerbal. Okay, save that, launch this bastard and see what happens. Oh, I haven't put in the launch stabilizers, have I? Sure that won't be a problem. Right, throttle up, RCS on, SAS on. Let's see what happens when I push the space key. Lots of off-screen explosions. Yeah, as it turns out, Biggie Bertha, not exactly the best design I've ever had. Back to the space sensor. Prepare the launch pad, obviously. Recover that. Maybe if I put the launch stabilizers back in, that'll make a difference. It could be because it's too heavy, you never know. Again. Right. This is a great idea. Throttle up. RCS and SAS on. Whoa! There it is. Turn this on. Speed this up. I can safely scrap Biggie Bertha for the time being. Cover and come on. Again, appears to have frozen. And the plan. Continue this. Repair the launch pad when I get the opportunity. Oh, this is frustrating. What I can do is I can walk around like this all I want. Can't access any of the fucking buildings, come on. No, okay. Right. So I'm going to go for Never Die Cohen instead. This is the one where I've saved my massive booster rocket that tends to detonate. Detonate a lot. Oh, I can't access the building here either. You know what, I think the game is basically trying to tell me that you've screwed up so much that it's not really worth you playing anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a night here. I've got in orbit twice and I've blown up the launch pads countless times. I have been an Evergram. Almost can't work. I have been an Evergram, I just sort of spattered into hell there for a bit. I may see you again soon for more Kerbal Space Program, provided there has been any response to this one. There hasn't so far. But nonetheless, thank you for watching.